And hello, welcome back to Polaris Northern Star. My wife has given me permission. That's right, she's mellow now and they're very, very tough. She's given me permission to again read out a message. And sorry, I'm dressed a little bit different today. Hope you don't mind. This is what I do. In the middle of the night, I put on the suit and hope to be taken serious. So no baseball cap today, folks, but I think there's something here that bothers me a great deal. And I would very much like the nice people and professionals of Malaysia to listen to the following. I would like to talk in this little video about Ali Abdul Jalil, who insulted the Sultan, His Majesty, whom I happen to respect. He has a very international family. As you know, his son-in-law comes from the Netherlands, whom I also respect. So Ali Abdul Jalil spent a lot of time insulting people repeatedly. He was asked and warned not to do that, but he kept doing it over and over again. So he was supposed to show up in court. And it might very well be that people threatened him, but he kept insulting, he kept smiling in front of the camera when he was arrested. And then he thought, oh, this is great, I'll run away and I'll pick the best country I can find. And finally I'll end up in Sweden. He did not pick the first country he went to. He went through Thailand, he said. He could have been safe there. Half of Europe goes to Thailand on vacation. But no, Ali Abdul Jalil decided he wanted to go on to Germany. Some reliable information has come to me. Some sources have said to me that he applied in Germany but was rejected and went to Sweden after. If that is true, I don't know, but I'll tell you this much. He was involved and is involved with an organization called ANTIFA, who believe in chaos, who are a domestic terror organization, who wear masks, jump people in groups, mob them, hit them with bicycle locks, set bicycles, not only bicycles, cars on fire, and destroyed a big part of Hamburg in Germany. This anarchy domestic terrorist organization wants to destroy Malaysia. Everything that you love about Malaysia, they want to destroy it. They believe that a society without laws somehow functions, and it does not. They want to do the same in Sweden. So Ali Abdul Jalil hates the monarchy in Malaysia, and then he went to a country with a monarchy. So again, my reliable sources are telling me that he has been talking with people in Antifa about how he hates any kind of monarchy and likes to do something about the monarchy in Sweden. So in other words, of course, as we call it, the Staatsschutz in Germany, the state security should be very much concerned about Ali Abdul Jalil. Then in 2016 he was given his asylum, and the lovely, wonderful people of Sweden and Europe did him a great favor, which I believe they should not have done that. So no matter what he did up till that time, he had an opportunity to become a productive citizen. But no, he decided that he was going to continue his sedition, his subversion. He was going to continue to insult the Sultan, the monarchy in Malaysia. He didn't just insult and complain. I complain about corrupt Malaysian police. They deserve it. Corrupt Malaysian police. But no, he made statements that, hey, guess what, guys? Ali said 130,000 Malaysian police could not catch him, and he was teasing them, taunting them from the protection of Sweden. So he did not respect Sweden at all. He used Sweden and the protection he was given to taunt, to insult, to incite hatred, to defame the monarchy and Malaysia. But Adlin, no, his friend and Ali together decided they wanted to do more. So they started to get into cyber harassment and cyber crime, of which I have a lot of evidence here. And I would like to read you what I believe was written by Ali Abdul Jalil. A quick note, folks. He is part of an organization called ANTIFA. Früher war es die SA, heute ist es ANTIFA. In the past it used to be the SA, those were called the Sturmabteilung. Sturmabteilung were shock troops for Adolf Hitler. So that translated from German means it used to be those working for Adolf Hitler. Today it's exactly like ANTIFA. I already have seen that Ali Abdul Jalil has quickly removed a lot of the posts. The police already have those posts where he's insulting again the monarch, the Sultan, a lot of people. This is a text written. It is very offensive, and I believe this is cyber terrorism. Again, screenshots have gone to the police, Ministry of Justice. I hope it doesn't bore you. There is no fake family. There is no human trafficking syndicate involved here. A dowry payment was demanded by her family as per our Asian tradition and religious custom, but the German-Canadian guy refused to pay. Maybe out of pride or ignorance, or because he's an evangelist as he claimed in his video. He confessed this in his video that he was asked to pay dowry, but didn't want to pay because it is to the family and not to her. He is an idiot. The German-Canadian guy labels and coerced Lily to proclaim that the demand for dowry as selling her off, human trafficking, and that her family as fake. I'm sorry, the English is so bad that is why it is difficult for me to read this. And I have a tendency to automatically correct it. I'll try not to do that. So this is not my English. This is the English, I believe, of Ali Abdul Jalil. German-Canadian guy doesn't like when Lily contributed some of her paycheck to support her family. They labeled this as taking her money. 3. The police was called in to help, and probably the family and the police set up what they call a trap to snatch back Lily from this foreign stranger who tries to claim her without wanting to properly marrying her and paying the dowry. Remember, folks, in their first video to Tun M, he never introduced himself as the husband. 4. During this trap to rescue her, a scuffle might have broken off with Lily going frantic, trying to break away, and some accident could have happened where she bumped her head. The whole incident was exaggerated by the German-Canadian guy. He never said why and how and the motive for beating. The German-Canadian guy tried to be Chuck Norris to snatch her back from her family, and there is why the police went for their guns. German-Canadian guy's dick shrank and we works his mouth. If you insult somebody, at least get the spelling right. To continue. He now has hatred for the JB police, accusing them of all sorts of things, though he never said anything concrete on what was the corruption syndicate was about. 5. Lily managed to run away from home with the help of Singaporean. 6. If she is refugee, she is no longer one. By German law, your refugee status is voided if 1. You renewed your passport of your country of origin, which she did in 2014 in London. 2. You seek help from the government of the country of origin, which she did in 2014. Seek help for the government of the country of origin. In fact, her Malaysian passport that she renewed in 2014 should not have been valid due to her refugee status. 7. There is no child. Firstly, when she first mentioned her child in her much later videos, the tone of the voice changed to a level indicative of a lie. Secondly, they never mentioned anything about a child in their first video to Tun M. Pakatan Hadapan on their help to return back to Malaysia. She asked help for herself, showing a Malaysian passport, and the German-Canadian guy whom they never mentioned as a husband. She is concerned and asked for help about herself and that guy only for the Malaysian return. Folks, if you have a child born overseas, you need to register them within 6 months with the Malaysian consulate to obtain a Malaysian birth certificate. If you exceeded that period, you need to go through a more lengthy process to get the child registered as a citizen of Malaysia. I know, been there, done that 2 times. If she was refugee, then she might not be able to register her child at the Malaysian consulate. That means she may face issues trying to bring her child back to stay in Malaysia if she wants to return. This should be her #1 concern as a mother in her first video to Tun M. But she is concerned more for the German-Canadian guy, go figure. She is impressionable. The video of her ranting about refugees in Germany is something that would come out from a xenophobe white nationalist, not an Asian lady. Really. And several Europeans and Malaysians living in Germany has called her out about that depiction of refugees. The Canadian-German guy, however, does subscribe to certain white nationalist supremacist propaganda, supporting the fictitious white genocide of Africa fiction. It is very clear that she was used and coerced to rant in that video about the refugees to push forward the white nationalist fascist agenda. Folks, do you hear Antifa in this, dear listener? I repeat, it is very clear that she was used and coerced to rant in that video about the refugees to push forward the white nationalist fascist agenda. Folks, it is highly likely that Lily is on the spectrum of certain mental illness. Wow. We know that Malaysia is far behind in diagnosing and treating mental illness, for example, autism and anxiety, and many people suffer from it unnoticed without proper medical care. She's very impressionable. It is not that she is emotional, and for God's sakes, man, get your English a bit, improve your English. It is so hard to read this garbage of lies and deceit. So, again, it is not that she is emotional and couldn't find her words. She has some challenges processing information and assembling her thoughts. And this situation has been taken advantage of by that Canadian-German guy. Folks, Lily needs your help. We might be witnessing a crime here in YouTube. No, on YouTube. Articles. If her passport is valid and the refugee story is a sham, then she might be overstaying her visa. The Malaysian consulate is there to help Malaysians overseas. We do not know her capacity of living there. They have no child. The guy is not her husband. She would have been a citizen by now. Is Lily working? Can she support herself? What if that guy decides to leave her to pursue the next Asian lady? Without marriage contract, she cannot claim alimony. She will be alone all by herself in the streets of a foreign land, with no money, no proper residence status. We need to ask the Malaysian consulate in Germany for collaboration with the local authorities there to investigate this. Lily needs your help. End of garbage. So in other words, what a Dimitri977977, who we believe to be Antifa, Ali Abdul Jalil, has done here, he has accused my wife, Lily, of being an idiot and being retarded. She is the wife of a European and a Canadian. She's legally married, has legal status, has everything. Had a cat, which she called her baby, which is normal in Canadian English. She's a very intellectual, intelligent woman whom I love very much. And a complete and utter a-hole like this Dimitri977977 is spewing hatred to try and get information where she is. Now, why would this Dimitri try to do that? Because they wanted to find out where she was, and the best way to do that is to present an image that I am a white nationalist, Nazi, right-wing who abuses my wife. I assure you that I have told many times, I've told my wife many times, please don't go on a video and do not talk about all the things that you want to do to this person. Because I think Hudud in Saudi Arabia would be kinder to you, Dimitri, or aka Ali Abdul Jalil, than my wife would be to you after all the garbage that you said about her. You don't know her. You have never met her. And what you have done is you have dehumanized, ridiculed, insulted, criminally defamed an innocent woman who is legally married, who is legally in Europe, can stay here as long as she likes, is not being abused. The person here doing the abusing are people like this. And this is sick. It is beyond sick. And so Dimitri977977 and Ali Abdul Jalil, again, this is my message to you. Legally, any which way I can, I'm going to spend my free time as a hobby to find out everything there is about you. And even just if you eat nachos and fart the wrong way, I'm going to find out about it. And I'm going to try to do Malaysia a favor. I'm going to try to do the Sultan a favor. A gift with pleasure and respect for His Majesty, the Sultan of Johor. And I will try to do everything I possibly can, politically and legally, to somehow get you on an airplane back to Malaysia and in the hands of the Malaysian authorities there. And for all of Malaysia to see what an absolute creep, lowlife person you are. I mean, you cannot blame me to be emotional and to be upset and feel a lot of anger towards this kind of nonsense. You see, I have a very thick skin. I have done a lot of jobs that require thick skin, but my wife does not. She is a recognized refugee. She is traumatized. And even though she's traumatized, she does not blame 130,000 Malaysian police officers. She blames 7 and 2 guys that were sitting in the head office in Bukit Aman or something like that. That is whom she blames, not all of them. Plus, my wife did not go around Malaysia insulting the Sultan. My wife did not put pictures on the internet like you, Ali Abdul Jalil, with Pookie and Babi on the forehead of the monarchy. Even after you were in Sweden, you still posted that. Now, everybody, you might note this has been quickly taken offline by Ali Abdul Jalil, but we have it all screenshot. Again, the police has it, the Justice Department has it, and we are going to deal with this issue. Thank you so much for listening. A quick note, I'm in Europe. I do not need Ring It. I do not need tickets. Neither does my wife. She loves her friends in Malaysia. She loves the food. And she has some very nice friends and nice colleagues. And no Malaysian, regardless of what your background or religion, deserves this kind of garbage. Have a lovely day for those nice people out there. And to you, Dimitri977977, or Ali Abdul Jalil, or whatever name you use, and your Antifa friends. Remember my face, because I'm going to take care of this legally. Have a lovely day, and quickly return to trying to remove all those terrible posts you put online insulting people in Malaysia. Take care, guys. This is Sky signing off. Bye-bye.